Ryan joins us now in San Jose, California. Ryan, how can we help?
Hi, good afternoon, guys. I'm in $50,000 in student debt, and I've been looking for a job, but no one has hired me. What are the next steps I should do?
Well, you just keep going. You don't quit. So what have you been trying to get hired to do?
So I graduated from university 18 months ago, and when I first graduated, I go on my Excel spreadsheet, type in like all the student debt that I'm in, and then I'm just like, okay, first goal, I'm going to go try to seek a job. And then that was from January of 2022 till now. It's been 18 months, been applying for jobs, been active on LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed, been applying for jobs. No one calls me for interviews.
Okay.
And
all right.
Either that or I've been ghosted. And then I'm just like, initially I was thinking like, okay, if the student loan forgiveness was to happen, $20,000 might be forgiven.
Yeah.
But if not, I need to be serious about this plan. What should I do before I make my first payment in October?
Yeah. All right. So Ryan, I'm going to give you two pieces of advice here. I want George to weigh in as well. You should have been working the entire time. Is it the job that you've been trying to get? Probably not. I don't know if it was attached to your major. I never got an answer from you as to what type of jobs you're looking for. We'll get to that in a minute. But you need to be working. We are in a fantastic gig economy. Now, if you've not heard that phrase, that just means we live in an economy where you can work, whether you're driving delivery for one of the major rideshare companies, or you're doing something locally, or you're doing freelance work. The gig economy is I'm a private contractor, essentially. I set my own hours. I come and go. And there is a lot of opportunity in our economy for those type of jobs. There are also right now, we're seeing a tremendous amount of jobs that are available in the $15 to $20 an hour range, maybe doing something menial, maybe not doing something that you want to do, but it is money nonetheless. And you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for someone to discover you.
I've been doing rideshare on the side.
Oh, you didn't tell us that.
Is that how you've been paying the bills for the last 16 months?
Correct. I've been paying the bills for the last 16
How
months.
much money are you
I
making?
don't pay rent. Per weekend, I am making between $500 to $600.
What are you doing during the week?
During the week, I'm just waking up by 9 and then just keep on looking at my laptop and just applying for jobs.
Ryan.
Until someone reaches out to me and interviews me.
Ryan, that's not enough. You need to be working full time. You need to be working 40 hours a week and knocking out that debt. You could have knocked a huge chunk of that debt out working 40 hours a week.
Just a retail job,
but
whatever it is.
What you're doing right now is not working. And you are essentially playing the professional lottery by going on LinkedIn and sending out messages, sending out resumes, and you are a nameless, faceless person. And I hate that for you. But that's the process we live in right now where everything's AI. And if you apply for a job, if you don't have a relationship connection to that company, to say, hey, let me tell you about Ryan. I know Ryan. I've known Ryan since he was a baby, or blah, 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 whatever it is. You've got to make real personal connections at these companies to get yourself an interview. You're not even getting to the interview phase. And then when you are getting there, nothing's happening because you haven't stood out prior to the process or in the game. So I'm going to give you some free resources. I'm also going to give you a couple of paid resources towards the end. I'll tell you what those are. But you need to understand that right now your goal is you got to get out of the doldrums. You got to get out of this rut where you're just sitting around getting rejected day in and day out, hearing nothing but crickets and only doing rideshare on the weekend. You could be paying off this student loan debt. George, how much could he, I mean, you know the numbers, crunch the numbers. How much could he be paying off every month? How much could he have paid off if he's working full time while he's trying to find that placement in the field he wants to be in?
Well, a lot of these, as you know, these rideshare jobs, you can easily make $20 an hour delivering food, groceries, people, packages. And so let's even call that $20 an hour, 40 hours a week. That's $800 a week. So you start multiplying that out. You said you don't pay rent, right?
No, I don't pay rent.
So you're talking over $3,000 a month that could have been going towards paying off these student loans during the pause so that you're not in this predicament where now student loan payments are coming back and you still are unemployed. So I would get to work ASAP, even if it's not the dream job.
You could almost be out of the $50,000 of debt is what we're getting at. You could be very close to have paid that off. Just doing what George did with those numbers. So what field are you trying to get into?
So I've been trying to be a data analyst or a financial analyst because I have more into data analytics and graduate finance.
Okay, so you got the degree, you had a good GPA, all that stuff?
Correct, sir.
All right. So you realize that you're going to have to make some personal connections. You got to have some people calling people on your behalf. That you've already played it the way that most people try to play it, and then they get discouraged. So I'm going to give you a book called The Proximity Principle, all right? And I want you to read it, or I'll give you the audio version if that's your preference. And it's a deep dive on how to make connections because the right people, Ryan, plus the right places bring me opportunity. They show up at your door. Do you understand that formula?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When I'm around the right people, they'll make good connections for me. When I'm in the right places, I meet more of the right people and I start getting opportunities. You got to get really serious about this, but you're going to cut your time that you've just been sitting there submitting resumes and all that, and you're going to get busy and you're going to get some momentum in paying off this debt. And then from there, you're going to feel a little bit more juice because you're not just sitting there looking at that student loan payment come in and nothing happening. You need some wins right now, and paying off that student loan by working 40, 50, maybe 60 hours a week for a while would be great, and then making connections. You're driving, and when you're not driving, you're meeting with people. George, that's the play.
And with no rent, I mean, let's knock this thing out while you have that sweet deal happening.
Yeah. So hang on the line. We'll get you a copy of The Proximity Principle. It'll help you there.